Hello everyone, welcome to Dragon Age multiplayer. So today in our stream we're gonna show the multiplayer mode of Dragon Age Inquisition. My name is Sila Costa, I'm producer from Dragon Age Inquisition. I have here with me on my side Billy Busco. Please present yourself, Billy.
Hi, I'm Billy Buskill. As Scylla mentioned, I'm an associate producer on multiplayer. And with us outside of the room here, we actually have three other team members. We have Amelia Von Hayden, we have Josh Stixma, and we have Luke Barrett. So they'll be playing in another room with us. You won't hear them today, but in a future cast, we'll make sure to include them.
All right. So today we want to give an overall presentation for you guys. What is Dragon Age multiplayer about? So it's a four-player co-op experience. It's a party-based adventure, and we're going to go through all the main topics of what does it mean to be playing Dragon Age Inquisition, the multiplayer mode. So let's get it going. Actually, I'm like, as you guys can see on the screen, this is the main lobby of multiplayer, of Dragon Age multiplayer. You can see the four players that are lined up for the match. We have one keeper, one archer, another keeper, and a legionnaire. So Billy, are you playing with the keeper today?
Today I'm going to go with Keeper. We've got loadout with two Keepers here just to kind of balance the party. We start off with three classes, but before we get into some of that, maybe we should go into the store and get my starting pack just so we can get some fresh gear.
That's a good idea. Let's go to the store first then.
All right. So the first time you come into the store, you're going to actually see that you get a free Inquisition surplus crate, and that's going to give you a little bit of extra gear, get you started up. So when you're first matching, we're going to give you something to kind of get you going right out of the gate. So we'll open this up. It's free.
What do
Let's
you got?
see
Let's see.
what we got here. So we got a healing potion. Those are going to be really, really valuable, especially early on with the challenge. All right, so I got a lightning staff. That's perfect for our keeper. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I equip that right away.
Yeah, let's equip it.
All right. We go to inventory, and I got weapons here, and actually cycle through here. I got different staves. As you can see at the top of the screen, we have different filters there. So I started with an Inquisition staff, but I just earned this Disciple Lightning staff. So I'm going to make sure we equip that here. Give us a bit of a boost. So a bit more damage, as you can see, from 24 up to 32. And now it's going to cast Lightning ability.
So today, by the way, we're playing with level 1 characters, right?
Yeah.
Because we want to show the progression. I'm like, once you start multiplayer with level 1 characters, how do you equip your characters in the beginning? How are you going to level them up?
Exactly. We'll go back here. And just for quick visibility, when we first came into the mode, before we started streaming here, we all picked our characters. So the very first time you start in multiplayer, it's going to give you a chance to pick your characters. You can see there's three classes that start you off, or three characters, sorry. And we're going to go with the Keeper for myself. We got our new Lightning Staff equipped.
Yeah, and Dragon Age multiplayer will ship with 12 characters at launch, so 12 really awesome characters. And 3 of those 12 characters are unlocked since the start.
Absolutely.
So, all right, so I'm gonna give you a quick overview of what multiplayer is. So we have a 4-player co-op experience. Actually, we can go straight into the match. You guys
Yeah.
can level up, and I can give that introduction.
Yeah.
as we go
So yeah, we'll everybody will ready up here with the right trigger, and we'll get the match started.
All right. So Dragon Age multiplayer is a 4-player co-op party-based adventure, as I mentioned before. So that means that you have a party of 4 people, like let's say 4 friends playing together, and we have 12 characters available at launch, 4 mages, 4 warriors, and 4 rogues. So you can pick your character, and that's very important actually for Dragon Age multiplayer. You have to play as a team, so you have to pick a character that is going to help your party. So you can play 4 mages, for example, if you want, but it's going to be much more tough if you do so. So usually a balanced party would have like a warrior, a mage, and a rogue, at least one of each class. And usually one of the warriors is going to play the whole role of the tank.
Our soldiers are ready. They're always ready. They're headed to
All right. So for the purpose of today, we joined each other as friends. We made a match together, but you'll be able to matchmake with folks you're not familiar with. So you actually have the option to join with friends or go through public matchmaking if you don't have enough people online, and you can do a combination of the two. So if you have a friend but you need to fill out those other 2 spots, you can do that as well. So today you can see we've chosen we're on routine difficulty. That's a starting difficulty level, and the team has jumped into the Elven Ruins. It's one of 3 environments we can travel to. So yeah, we'll head on through the stairs and get on their way here. So
Yeah, so Billy, can you actually show a little bit of your abilities here before we
Yeah,
actually head up there?
absolutely. So this is our keeper, Neria, and she's our support class. So she's got an AOE here that she can drive around. Nice cursor here, and cast barrier. So actually cast barrier on our other keeper here, just to keep that nice friendship alive. And then I also have a lightning attack with my lightning. Now this is my ability, but I also have the lightning staff. And you can see my basic attack can be chained together, and the final shot's a nice spread shot, which is great for hitting enemies from above and from the sides.
All right, so let's head forward. Let's open the first. Let's open the first door.
All right.
Go through the first combat. So, because this is a party-based adventure, we want you to play as a team, right? That means that you guys need to stick together during the match, and usually it's a good idea to have the warrior going first, right?
Absolutely. So we got Corbin, our legionnaire, at the front there. He's going to open up our door. He's kind of pinged everybody here to let us know where he wants us to be. Get into the dungeon.
We will not fall today.
All right, so we got some enemies just up ahead. We can highlight them with up on the D-pad too, which is really handy because now all of our team members can see exactly where that archer is in the background. He's a bit peskier than some of our other team members at the front line here.
So you're playing with the keeper. The keeper is a support class, right? I'm like, can you go over what does that mean?
Absolutely. So with the keeper here, her starting ability, like I mentioned before, is that barrier. She drives the cursor around. And she's going to actually want to try and keep that on. It's on cooldown right now, so you got to be careful with timing. But you want to keep that equipped, especially on our frontline warrior here. Our other keeper has just granted barriers. You can see that little highlight around the health bar on Corbin's health here.
So that blue highlight.
That
right?
little blue highlight there, that's just letting us know that, yeah, he's got barrier. And the great thing here is having two keepers. We're able to kind of tag team back and forth and make sure that we have that up at all times.
Oh, it looks like you just found a treasure room there.
I think we got something special here. I'm not the right class for this, though, so maybe we can get our legionnaire to come take a look at this. I think he's got the right foot size for this, this issue.
The finesse
There
of the
we
warrior.
go, yeah. That's the kind of stuff we like to see.
Right, so throughout your dungeon crawling and adventure, you're going to find some rooms that are treasure rooms, right? That means that you can find some gold coins, you can break some vases and find gold coins, and at the end of the treasure room, you can find also a treasure chest.
Now these things are risky, because if we open it, sometimes it's gold, but sometimes there's someone here to... Oh, we got free gold. This is a nice lucky moment, because sometimes you'll come in here and there's guardians, and you have to fight them off to be able to, make it back into the dungeon. So.
Yeah, so every treasure room it's going to be a risk and reward situation. So you have to look at your health, discuss with your party, you should go to that treasure room. And once you collect all the loot, all that gold coins, I'm like, what are you going to do with it after?
Oh, the best thing we'll bring back as much gold as possible is going back into the store. So we bought that surplus crate to start us off. We have a bunch of different chests in the store, and you can use those to buy to get more potions, more items, and even unlock new characters.
Okay.
Alright, so
Oh,
we
another chest.
more
Right.
free gold. That's pretty sweet. Now we've taken essentially a shortcut. We're gonna end up behind enemy lines here. We'll see how that plays out.
Oh, another thing that I noticed, I'm like, you can see on the screen that it was like plus 34 gold. Is that your
Absolutely.
gold or everybody's gold? How does that
Oh
work?
yeah, friendship. That's what it's all about. Teamwork and friendship. So we want to make sure that everybody gets that gold. So even though I didn't pick up that gold chest, I saw the 34 gold pop up for myself. That's because everyone on the team is going to benefit from that gold. Which is really, really handy when you finish that match, go back to the store, be able to buy more gear.
So in short, as long as someone is picking up the gold, the team is going to be fine.
Everyone profits, yeah.
Right.
There's no khakis in Dragon Age, but everybody gets profit, so that's awesome.
But it looks like you have a mage in the combat now.
Yeah, let's highlight him, make sure our team's aware.
The Venatory Spellbinder.
There we go, we got him target locked. Oh.
I think he's angry at you.
Oh, there we go.
He's gone.
Our archer made some quick work of him. Make sure we get our legionnaire nice and covered. He's got full guard built up too, that's awesome.
So he's playing really well, right? That's a tank.
Absolutely, yeah. As a tank going that role, you can see those armor chunks are built up on his health bar. And that lets him soak up even more damage for the team.
Yeah, so as a tank, I'm like his main role, and that's important. I'm like every time you have a tank in your party, he needs to be playing that role, right? He needs to be going in the front line He needs to be attacking the enemies and generating aggro for himself. And as much as he can also generate guard for himself, so that he has that extra barrier.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, he's our frontline defense, essentially. We want to keep, our archer, our two keepers who are a little bit more delicate further back, attacking from range. Now, we've cleaned out the area. You may have seen in the bottom left-hand corner, we saw that key collected icon pop up, and that means that we're free to move through to the next zone. And actually, a little radar down below will show us a little door icon that kind of points us in the direction where we want to head.
So that means that you completed the zone, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
How many zones do we have on?
So yeah,
mission?
with each mission, we basically have 5 zones, and in between each of those zones, we have these little recovery areas. So you can see here we have a health recovery font. So we're going to use that. Now the great thing about this is going to restore everyone's health to full, regardless of difficulty, regardless of location. It's not area based. It's actually going to give everybody full health. So you can actually start to use that in very different tactical manners.
So basically, your goal is to finish the zone. You
Absolutely.
know that if one of you finish the zone, you can get to that recovery font.
Exactly. Now, if one of us had fallen, the great thing is we can get to that doorway. It'll bring everybody back to life, and we'll also get that health recovery font to get them back to full health. So even if you're downed, you're not completely out yet, which is great.
Oh, I noticed that the archer threw a few things on the ground. What are those?
Caltrops, everyone's favorite. The caltrops are fantastic because they're actually great for crowd control. You can actually, use an area like this. If you want to put caltrops down, it'll slow down the enemy and do a little bit of damage as well. So it prevents them from attacking as quickly, closing gaps against you.
So I guess that he could use also on a choke point.
Absolutely, yeah. That's where you're going to find the most effective use of caltrops, is setting up a choke point where the team members can then stay behind and use that essentially as a mini barrier or a blockade for the enemy to have to sludge through.
So since we were talking about the archer, let's go through the DPS class, right? So the archer is one of the rogues, one of the DPSs. So that's the role that he plays in your party. One of the abilities that he has as a level 1, I think it's like some sort of explosive shot. Is that right?
Yeah, so one of the starting abilities Scylla mentioned is the explosive shot. Now, if you hit it, it's going to do a massive explosion, and it's great because if you land that first shot, first strike, you get a little bit of a bonus as well. So you can hit that first enemy, really kind of start the combat off on a bang, quite literally, and then get the team moving in there, get our Legionnaire running up front, and then get support moving in with barriers here.
And he can hit multiple enemies with the explosive shot.
Exactly, yeah. It's got a bit of an AoE, so it's going to land and hit multiple enemies, especially if you time it well, get them early on, and try to get them when they're clustered. You're going to see a lot more damage pop up as a result.
Oh, it looks like you have a new enemy there.
Oh yes, this guy, the big axe. This is the brute. You gotta be careful with him. We can highlight him. Now the great thing is target lock. We can use the right stick click. This is the Venatori brute, and you can see he had a bit more health. He's a level 4 character, so we gotta be a little bit more careful with him. He's got that big axe.
Oh, someone is down.
We got a team member down here.
So what happens when you're down? You can crawl away, right?
Yeah. Let's try to get there. And I'll try to revive. Now you can run up and press and hold A. As long as you have your friend targeted, you'll get them back up. And thankfully our other keeper here has gotten barrier on myself as we revived our team member, so we're nice and safe.
Oh, I noticed also that once you revived, you got some XP.
Absolutely, yeah. All about support, right? So we want to make sure that not just killing enemies, but there's support actions that you can do for your team. And those are rewarded as well. In fact, we've seen a lot of times where a match will finish and the people who are doing the most support actions are the ones who will come up with the highest score.
So as long as you're playing the role, if you're playing as a tank, if you're generating aggro and hitting enemies or killing enemies, you're gonna get lots of XP as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
If you're playing the DPS, dealing damage and killing enemies, you're gonna get it. And if you're playing a support role, you're also gonna get DPS. XP for it.
Yeah, and the great thing about that is even a class like our Legionnaire here, who's a warrior, but he's a tank. And so his support is going to come from blocking. So as he builds more of that guard, you're going to actually see he's going to get a lot more support XP as a result.
I think he needs a barrier.
Yeah, sorry, I'm slacking here. We had our first keeper get that first barrier, and actually our archer did a great job placing those caltrops to set up a choke point here for us. Oh, but we got a stalker here. He's our targeted enemy.
Oh,
I got to be very careful with him because he's got some blades. He's the two-bladed rogue of the Venatori faction. Gotta be careful with him. So.
Yeah, we're playing here on the easiest difficulty, right? The routine difficulty.
Well, yeah, and easy is an interesting word because yes, early on you're gonna find that this is gonna be a challenge. We're fairly experienced players here, but with level 1 characters, it will be very challenging your first few matches. We're gonna try and get some barrier here so we can stay alive. Oh, that mage just jumped behind us here. So you can see we got to watch for certain enemies that have the ability to teleport. Oh, I've dropped here.
Oh, you down.
Our other keeper here has jumped in, revived me. Now you can see I come back with some health, and the great thing is that if we can survive to the next doorway, we'll be able to get to the next health recovery font.
I noticed some great team play there. Like, so the Legionnaire, he was using his shield wall ability to raise his shield and block all the arrows, while the other mage was actually reviving you.
Exactly.
So he was blocking the attacks on you.
Yeah, teamwork is going to be crucial for success in the multiplayer mode. We really wanted to stress the importance of your roles, making sure that everybody plays a role, everybody's contributing to the team. So we can see, there's our good Legionnaire here is pointing out some gold. We want to make sure to take that back. But you can see almost great coordination will play a huge benefit for us as well.
Now, with all that coordination, how do you guys... Now, obviously, we can't hear the party chat, but tell us a little bit about how you share that stuff on the different platforms with your teammates. What are your chat options?
So with Xbox Live and PSN, you're basically using the first-party system. So we're using the headsets there. PC, we also offer live chat with headsets. So PC, we actually offer the option of live chat as it is or open chat, and then we also offer push to talk. So.
Oh, you still can use the text, the text also, or like the text chat also on PC, right?
Yeah.
The Origin support.
All right, so Caltrops at the top here. So as these enemies want to try and make their way up, we'll be nicely protected. Be able to slow them down. That brute's coming up again. Let's try to get a barrier here.
A great use of the choke point.
Oh, there we go. He's coming up, and he's gonna enforce his way with that big axe.
So I know. Well, so we didn't mention, but you guys are playing the Venatori faction, right? That's
Absolutely.
just one of the factions that you're gonna find in Dragon Age multiplayer. What are the other two that we're gonna find?
So we have, as you said, the Venatori. We also have the Red Templars and the Demons, and each will provide a different challenge, very different enemy sets. You'll have to, prepare for them a little bit differently.
So actually, one of the guys that is playing with us is Josh Stigma, the lead creature designer for Dragon Age Inquisition, both single-player and multiplayer modes. Yeah. So we're gonna bring him in for one of the sessions, and he's gonna explain more about the creatures you're gonna find on Dragon Age multiplayer.
Alright, so almost through this wave here. You can see that Legionnaire is doing a great job at the front line, blocking up the path here, creating a better choke point, and those Caltrops held. So, we got a little.
What's that shiny thing?
Shiny thing. Let's make sure we take him out.
Looks like a nug.
That's a golden nug. Oh, and look at that. Oh wow, 64 gold. So we were able to get him quickly. He's a random event that can show up. You won't see him every match, but when you do, if you can take him out, he's quick. You gotta watch. I like to call him the bouncy ball in traffic. He can get you into some bad situations if you chase him. So the key is take him out quickly, and he's got some sweet loot inside of him.
So yeah, you can notice now that you can see the class door in the minimap in the bottom left side, and like you can see a question mark. That means that you found the class door, which can lead to a treasure room or maybe a shortcut. So they opened this new treasure room, very golden treasure room. Just a chest there. What's gonna go wrong?
Let's see what happens here.
Everything should be fine.
Hey, yeah, we've lucked out pretty good here. A lot of treasure rooms so far, no threats.
All right.
Free gold's always nice to have.
You also mentioned previously about events, right? Like you mentioned about the golden nug. What kind of events we can also find through your dungeon crawling experience?
Yeah, so within the 5 zones, we have a couple zones where events will occur, and that's where you're going to see different things. So actually, earlier on, we saw in the top right corner, there was a health bar specifically calling out one of the stalkers. That's the Venatori dual-bladed mage, or sorry, dual-bladed rogue, and he was a VIP target for us. He's another one right here, actually, up ahead here. But we're going to use tactic here. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. But with those events, yeah, combat is challenging, so we gotta be careful. But yeah, those events come up every time in zones 2 and 4, and they're a chance. They're completely optional. We took a lot of feedback from working on Mass Effect 3, and we heard fans enjoyed playing those events that we had on the different waves. but they didn't want to have to do them every single time. So what we did is we said, let's make them optional. If you do them, you complete them, you're going to get some gold bonuses. That's awesome, because the more gold you bring back from a match, obviously you get to buy more in the store. But if you don't complete them, we'll let you continue on your way. So, and of course, it's all themed towards your mission as agents of the Inquisition. They all serve a purpose, essentially. So, it's the idea of that you're bringing back, scrolls. You're going to recover scrolls that are being burned by the enemy faction, or it might be, escorting a trooper that's come through, a captain, maybe a messenger that's gotten themselves into a sticky situation, and they're not really equipped for that. So, as our awesome agents come in here, they're going to try and get them through that match.
So one of the questions that we're receiving from our fans is how does that ties in with single player? So basically, Dragon Age multiplayer, the characters that you have in multiplayer, they're agents of the Inquisition. So think that in single player, you are the Inquisitor, and you have your army, your Inquisition army, and you're growing your army. And as you're doing that, you're going to have some missions that you can go through. But there are some minor missions that actually the Inquisitor doesn't go himself. So basically, he sends the agents of the Inquisitions to do it. And those are exactly the agents. Oh, it looks like
we got a party wipe here.
Oh, party wipe.
So this is kind of what we were referring to at the challenge, just to kind of interrupt a bit. The challenge early on as level 1 characters is going to be very tough. We expect that. We really wanted to make sure that it has some legs. We want you to be able to work towards success. And so, we just encountered a stalker who went stealth. I saw him at the last second, but by the time I saw him, you could see he went for that jumping lunge, and he made good work of 2 blades directly to my chest. So I wasn't able to survive that. And it's a bit of a quick spiral after that. Once a team member falls, it can get pretty ugly pretty quickly. So we got to be very careful working as a team.
So actually, you guys can see the end of the match screen. Here you can see that you got some abilities. Looks like you leveled up also.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the great thing, kind of like we hinted at with the gold, is that it's shared across the whole team. But here we can also see, as each of our health bars filled up, it actually filled up the larger bar at the top. So we can go back here and we can see the total amount of XP earned, and it was shared across everybody. So we, for the team being successful, each team member provides a score of XP. That's great for personal pride. You feel like you get a bit of bragging rights with your friends. But at the end of the day, you all get that XP pooled back together, so you all succeed, you all progress, which is awesome. So, awesome work of our Legionnaire, our other Keeper, and our Archer meant that I got to level up to level 3 after one match. That was pretty cool. So.
And I can see some medals there. What are those?
Yeah, it looks like one of our other team members here got staff kills here, so you'll see what here, and bow kills. So there's some medals that are going to be specific to each class. So example here, the bow kills is obviously our archer using a bow. Staff kills is our mages. So I didn't fare quite as well, but our other keeper was holding down, so that was awesome.
All right, let's go back to the
right.
main menu. Now that you level up, what can you do with it?
See
Let's
our
go
gold.
back
We got some challenges there. So let's go back to the lobby here, and we stay in the lobby. We stay as a party, which is great. So you can go and play multiple matches together. Without having to disband at the end of every match. This is really handy if you're playing with friends. You just party up, get into a lobby, we'll keep going. So, you know what? I leveled up. We can see a little star there. So let's go see what we want to put for abilities here. We got 2 different trees here. Primal Spirit. We got Protection. Protection's obviously more support. Primal Spirit's a little bit more aggressive. So because we have 2 mages here, 2 keepers, we could actually choose to either go both protection. We can have 1 go protection, 1 go primal spirit, go a little more aggressive. I'm gonna try and go a little more aggressive because I like using a few more of the attacks there. So we can see here one of my starting abilities is chain lightning. I've got 2 points. I can either choose to go into arcing surge, which is the upgrade for the chain lightning, or you can see down here we have different different abilities. Now the diamonds, those are going to be our active abilities, and then we also have the circles, which is our passives. So you're going to kind of build your way through the different tree here.
Yeah, so we have the passives, which are the circles. We have the active abilities, the diamonds, and you also have the small diamonds or the upgrades.
The upgrades, right? Exactly.
So. Okay, so choose the 2 ability points you're going to spend.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to.
So I'm going to go to.
That's actually a good, interesting point. Also, I'm depending on your play style, right? I'm if you want to be more offensive, like you said, you're going to find abilities that suit you.
Exactly.
So you can have 2 mages, 2 keepers, but they still play very different.
Very different characters as a result. Yeah. So for example, here I might look at Dispel, which is going to be very handy for some of the other enemies. Take down their barrier. But we can also see here we have a different path here to go down, more of a support class. And actually, Fade Step looks really interesting. I'm a big fan of that one. So let's take this one. We're gonna apply that. That's our passive. To get Rejuvenating Barrier, it's gonna mean we're gonna get our mana back a little bit quicker. And we're gonna use Fade Step. That's a nice evasive maneuver. So apply that. You can see at the bottom right, actually, it applied it directly to the Y button, but I like having that more on the B button, so I can go and map that there to the B button. Now it's doubled up because I only have 3 active abilities right now, but as we level up more, we can actually introduce more abilities, and we can swap out that Y button afterwards. So.
Right, we're gonna do a rotation now.
Yeah.
So Billy Busker's gonna go downstairs, while we're gonna have Luke Barrett joining us. Actually, Luke and Derek Holland, you guys can show up here.
All right. So I'll
Thank
swap
you,
out.
Billy.
Yeah, thanks. And I'll be playing downstairs. And of course, I've now just made some awesome decisions for how Luke's going to play. So he has to play my style instead of maybe his. I'll